Okay, Papa Udeme now. Um, he's 26 years. He's a music producer, beatmaker, mixing engineer, writer, guitar player. He's now located in Uyo, Akwa Ibom. I think around road. Where is the studio, sir? Use the mic.
Road.
Around road.
Ibom.
Okay. A brief bio. Papa Udeme is a music producer, beatmaker, mixing engineer, freelance writer, stroke blogger. That's why I really invited him, because even me, I want to be a freelance writer. Guitar player. Papa got a diploma in music from Pencil Film and Television Institute, Lagos, and went on to get a professional certificate from Peter King's College of Music, same Lagos. Recently in 2019, he finished from Music Department, University of Uyo. He owns a music studio in Uyo and also freelances as a writer and editor for music blogs. Also, he freelance as a biography writer. Sir, they don't notice the way he was asking you a question. A very simple question. He was saying a lot of things because he's a writer. And for both independent and signed musicians, he works with everybody around the world. Papa is also into film, soundtracks, sound design, and voice-over production. He once self-sponsored and hosted a weekly program on local radio. I think that was Planet FM, right? And undiscovered creators in the fields of music, art, fashion, and writing. Papa Udeme is currently based in New York, Ibom State. The name of the program then was Never Heard Of. You can follow it on Facebook. Sir, can you come over and sit? Please clap and encourage. Okay. I remember I just want to say this because somehow my dad told me I will sick baby when I want to cook. What it means is what works for you might not work for me. That's why we have the other person a builder, the other person a contractor. And we have different kind of people. So I just want to say this because if you don't understand, if you don't follow what I'm saying, sorry, it's like I'm telling you what to do. The purpose will be defeated. Yeah. In Nigeria, we have someone that you get a new job, you'll be free to tell the public, you've gotten a job. But if they ask you how much are you earning, and you'll be like, why you ask me that kind of question? So sir, I know the money might be too much, might be too small, and I know we are going online, but I'm just saying you should normalize saying say the price as it is. Yeah. Too small, too high, we'll just get it. Like I want you to make yourself vulnerable. I know it's bad, but if you don't, the purpose will be defeated.
I understand. Okay.
Before you start, I don't know if you want to start saying what you have for us, or I should start with the interview.
I follow you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The question now is at what age did you venture into music? At what age did you venture into music?
Okay, let me say around 10, Please. 12. Between 10, 11, 12. That's my JSS 1. And JSS 1 to JSS, around that period. I should be my 10 years, 11 years, or 12 years.
What kind of music? Is it choir, instrumental music?
No, at first I attended a school and I had this, there was this Rastafarian. It was like staying in the school environment. So I got very close to him. I wanted to learn how to play the guitar from him. So it wasn't like joining the choir first. So it was just me and him, you understand?
Okay, that's what I call the personal music. Like you don't understand how music works. You will learn guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which environment was this? Which state?
Like I said, that was my JSS one. I'm not very good with dates. It was in a back. Yeah, okay. If you know Gospel Village.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started my secondary education there, and it's a kind of environment that people come from different places. Like some people are homeless. I think it was one of the going through a rehabilitation process, whatever that was. For the Rasta I told you about. I'm telling you about.
Okay.
Okay, so that was like at my.
I think you've showed me that Rasta before at Island,
yes,
something Island.
Yes.
Okay, I think.
Yes, Tilapia Island.
Okay. The Rasta is talking about is actually good. Though you can imagine how Rastafarians look like in Asa, but it's very good. Okay. Before my next question, After your guitar, which other instrument? When did you start? I've heard you play sax very well.
Okay.
Like, I think you introduced me to the Just Standard Chicken. We played in Gods Out of Refuge. Then I can remember.
The saxophone started after struggling, struggling with the Rasta and the environment. It wasn't very, my parents, the teachers in school, everyone was, I wasn't free to, at the point after several struggle, I got like a kind of yellow light, not basically a green light from my parents to start doing music. So that's when I got into church. You understand? I joined the choir. So there was this church program that they started for people that want to, start music. So at that point, I wanted to learn the guitar. So they brought this teacher in from somewhere. So I remember him opening up the vestry of the church, and he said, "Oh, there is a saxophone here." And he brought out the saxophone and he opened it, and I saw the sax, and at that moment I
changed your mind.
Yeah, I changed my mind to saxophone.
Okay, and you later relocated to Lagos, and I remember the first time meeting you, and you were telling me the difference between Lagos and Uyo. Then you said that a professional in Lagos will be the one calling you, say you're not doing this thing well. Come, let me show you the right thing. Yeah. So can you throw more light on that?
Yeah, I think
your Lagos experience now.
My Lagos experience, I wouldn't say it's busy. I wouldn't say it is better than Uyo. I would say it is just a different experience from Uyo.
Okay.
Considering the culture of the people there and the culture of the people here, it's going. So Lagos is a big place. People come from different places, and you get a chance to meet a lot of people. Like, for example, a very little example, I remember when I was still playing the guitar then for a church in the island. So there was this Sunday, I came back this Sunday afternoon, I was with my guitar back, and I entered the BRT bus then. And I saw this guy, he was the other side of the bus, and he called me to come and sit with him. I normally wouldn't, but somehow I responded. I went to sit with him, and he bought me a bottle of Coke, and he did not even talk about my guitar. After like 10 minutes, he started asking me questions. Then we talked, and after like we got to a destination, he said we should drop here. I followed him, like I did not ask anything, So he took me inside. We went through a road. Then he took me inside a place. We got in. It was a studio, and I saw this other guy. He's a Nigerian guy, but it's like he just relocated from not basically relocate. He visits Nigeria sometimes. Okay. So, and to cut the long story short, he got to show me some videos then. He was like the main drummer for Niger Ninja, that's Sound Sultan. When P Square started newly, his name is Dube, you understand? Dube. But at the point, I think he got shot, so he gave up the drums. And not basically gave up the drums, he just retired from, So Lagos is that kind of a place that you get to meet, many people, like from different stages and from different backgrounds, people that are, more advanced than you are, you understand? And also getting into a place like Peter King's, Peter King's, it's a small place, but a lot of it's a concentrated place, like getting to be face to face with someone that trained people like Asha or Lagbaja, you understand? And seeing a lot of musicians around, Lagos is just that kind of place.
Okay. Yeah. The Lagos experience now. Yeah. Okay, since I just wanted to lay a foundation of your musical background, so we all can relate with you. Which part of the music industry are you currently working on, and why? Like, why? You introduced me to Fiverr. You've been talking a lot about Upwork, a lot of things. Just say it so others can get to learn.
I am basically a freelance writer, not just a general writer. Okay, freelance. I'm not working for anyone. I'm not working for any company. I'm an independent writer that gets job bits for jobs online, and So I don't write about everything. I just my niche is music. I write biographies for musicians, you understand, and music articles for blogs and websites. So that's the aspect of the music industry, and
So I just want you to throw more light on freelancing. Like, how do you write? How do people contact you? Where do you stay? I realize you're working online, but how? How do you make yourself visible? That I don't know if any of us have known you're seeing you, but you've been around all this while, apart from TJ. I don't know. No one, you're more of an insider, but how do you make yourself visible? That I think we'll get to that part now, but how do you make yourself visible?
I think I don't try very hard to make myself visible. I concentrate on one thing, and that is quality, because I believe when you have the quality, somehow the eyes and the market will look at you.
What I mean by visibility is how your potential clients, people you work for.
Okay, I freelance on Fiverr and Upwork.
Please take note of those sites.
Those
Fiverr.
are the major platforms I use for my visibility. Fiverr and Upwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fiverr and Upworks.
Yeah.
Okay. How much have you made from this site per time? Like once someone contacts you for a job, how much per
Okay.
time?
Per
Tell us
time.
less and high.
Okay, like the least, is it overtime or like
No, less.
current?
Like I just contacted you for a work now.
Okay,
How much? What
I charge per
postponements?
time.
Yes.
Because I'm a writer, I charge per words. you
Okay.
understand?
Okay. Hope you will listen. I hope you're learning from something.
So I charge zero.
Imagine if you were to charge per chords you play in music. I'm just joking. Don't mind me.
So
Per notes. Okay, let's go.
I charge $0.06 per word
How much is that like?
in
If it-
naira. 100 words, that's like a paragraph.
Mm.
That's $6.
How much is that in naira?
$6 is approximately, let's say, current naira rate is
Mm.
a 1,000 something.
Okay.
Okay, that's for a paragraph.
You're looking at 1,000 words.
1,000 words. I currently have a gig now. The one I told you yesterday, I postponed it. When the words extend, like go higher in number, I tend to like consider a lot of things, like the research I'm going to make. So I don't
Okay.
just charge based on the number of words. Like I have a 1,000 word gig now that I charge $120. Yeah.
In naira, I don't know. Do you understand this dollar thing? Me, I like the naira part. Just
Okay,
convert
because naira is
Eh.
like currently black market rate now is
Yes.
like 480.
eh,
480,
So how
460,
much is that?
470. So let's say $120 is approximately like 50 something thousand.
Okay, that means someone writes online for someone. Someone contacts you to write online, and you write. Maybe you know how to play piano, or maybe you know how to draw. Someone contacts you to do a particular thing. For a job that you do in 2-3 days, you get paid 50,000. Is it good or bad? Is it good or bad? I'm asking them. Is it good
I
or
think
bad?
for 1,000 words, I can do it like in less than 1 day.
Less than 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay, and how often do people contact you for jobs like this?
In a week, like I have this, should I say, an invisible forecast that I use. Like let me say, in 4 days, on a very good month, I can make $100. Like the first 4 days of the month, you understand? So how often I can get up to, let me say, 5 or 4 gigs in a week.
Okay, I know at this point it's sounding like a scam. It's unbelievable. Okay, I want to share my experience because I remember in year 2 he came into meeting department and he used to carry big phones and he's a simple person, but when you get closer you realize that he's the one guy that I will go with him to and eat fast food and I will start ordering food and they'll be looking at me like this. But I know who I'm working with. Like I remember when and his asked, he went to his the asked was doing me like this. I was like, calm down. Now me the other things because so at some point I was like, wow, this boy is rich. The dad is rich. Until I got to know him personally, and I was like, guy, what are you doing? He got his house. Can I mention the amount? At around Road, a flat. Remember that day? I told my mom he's looking for. Is it 1 bedroom flat? My mom was looking at him. I was like, this guy has a yao. Even the agent was like, the first agent we met collected the money and the 30K just go like that. The guy scam us. So agent was like, no be yao they do. So in Nigeria, people are actually making legit. He wouldn't talk if I wasn't close to him. A lot of people in my department wouldn't know. I wasn't close to him, so I got closer. I was curious. How are you making money? What are you doing? And it was like, he writes online. I didn't believe. So at some point, he started posting. I'm not really into dollar. He started posting the videos online, and they were like, "What's this thing?" I started calculating, and I'm talking to him. I'm registered member on Fiverr. I check it every day. So I was like, "What's this thing? Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more." And I started believing it, and I saw it. So when what I'm saying, sorry, when I met the family, they're about, I think you're more than four, right?
Yeah.
And I realized the dad only pays the school fees, and this guy bought sacks, he's buying things, and he paid the house 300,000 with the agents, lawyer. I think it was almost 370,000. And if you've seen any of my recent video that I made, I was playing in the studio. That's his studio, and I was like, wow, this is piano. But I helped him order for it 103,000, 105,000. I mean, and bought acoustic parts, a lot of things. I think in a month he spent almost, apart from paying for the house, he spent almost 400,000. I was like, wow. So at this point, I remember that day I was going to say Joseph Peters, and I was talking to him. I was like, guy, I want marry. He was laughing. He was like, look for a flat in New York for me. I was like, guy, why you know those get South Korea? Was like, no, I'm coming down to you. I need somewhere I can do a studio and also sleep in the same place. I was like, wow. I was like, if you can see in 2 weeks, I will come down. I'm tired of a back. The house, what he does in the house is, if he has a major job, is he removes, he packs, see the piano stand, piano carton. He puts everything inside a carton. He removes it, stage it. So the whole work of bringing the whole thing out and putting them back, because you're in a family house, was just so tiring for him. So, well, when he did all this thing, I was like, I'm not going to learn this thing alone. I have people that are like me. Because if I come and tell you this, someone is making cashing out from Fiverr, you will not believe. But come and say it. So that's why I know he's not saying what I want to hear. You're not understanding him. I want to know, just consider we are pianists. How do we make the same money? So the next question is like, I used to play musical instruments. I used to play instruments.
Once in a while.
Why? Like, is it because the job is not giving you a chance, or remember David Akwa came with someone. This guy came with someone to buy your sax. His friend actually bought the sax. Remember that, the whole thing now. Okay. So do you have personal songs? I know you're a producer. What is your inspiration? What is your aim?
Yeah, my aim as a producer and as a musician is to just make a statement, whatever it is. Let me just make a statement.
That
Whatever statement it is, it can be about love, it can be about politics,
okay.
it can be about culture, whatever it is. I just want to make a statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you looking at in the future? Like, why? Personally, I think if I'm making, I don't know, boss, don't be offended. I think if I'm making such money, I'm not sure I'll still be playing the piano. I'm just being honest now. I think I'll buy an acoustic piano, keep it in the house. Yes. I'll play it when I like. I'll not practice. So I think that's what you're passing through, because he had to drop some. He did. They commissioned the flyover, the soundtrack they used for the flyover. They commissioned it. I think he produced it. That's why he said he couldn't sleep that night. So I was like, we need you to do. He said he had to postpone the gig. Yeah. So how do you? What do you look at in future? Do you intend to stop this thing because of the love you have for music, come back to playing instruments and production? Because before you could drop a gig, I don't think I would drop the gig. The money from the gig is bigger than the project you did, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see what is it that the money you're making is not giving you joy, or you're doing it for the money? And just say something.
The truth is that the main happiness I get, like the main satisfaction I get, is from making music. Like you saw the previous job we had, which you were part of. Apart from the fact that it is my brother that forced me to do it, you understand? That's actually what I love. I could have done it for even no money, you understand? We did not sleep throughout the night. We were up from morning till 6 o'clock the next just to get things right. But I wouldn't do that for writing, you understand? So I want to. The aim is to be financially stable enough to be able to practice music, you understand?
Okay, this is going to be the last question. After now, you say what you have to come and say. What is your advice to us upcoming? Like, I study music. Some of us, we are playing piano. What's your advice? You've seen us. You don't see us finish. Like, what's your advice? What do you think we can do to make money? Most of us already, we are space and Windows D. No, like, sorry, I apologize for the C finish. It's not like we are we are poor, but we need more money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have as advice for us?
Fine. This advice might not work for everyone,
Okay.
but I believe I always ask myself something. Okay, fine. I played the guitar. I played the piano. But what if I lose my hands someday? You understand? What if I wake up at a time and I cannot see again, or I lose my hearing, or I cannot
That'd
even
be different.
talk if I'm singing? You understand? Will I still be relevant as a musician, as an artist? You understand? So when you ask yourself this question, you will see that it goes way beyond the art. Let me not say music, goes way beyond a certain instrument. So when you can position yourself in such a way that you're not limited to whatever instrument or whatever medium, a single medium, to express your artistry, I think that is one major breakthrough you can make as an artist. And a part of that, one of the words that can like describe that a bit is versatility. Yeah, you have to be versatile. If you can't play the piano someday, what will you do? How will you be relevant as an artist, as a musician? I think this is what is helping me find. I I might stop writing someday. I might not be able to play music. I might not be able to sing. I can write. You understand? I might not even be able to produce again someday. I can still be inside the studio and be relevant. You understand? Even without saying anything. You understand? I might not be able to do a particular thing, but the ability for me to change myself to fit a certain situation that requires, that needs me at that point, is what is helping me break through as an artist and financially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just let people ask questions.
Okay.
Anybody can. Any question? You have any question?
Thank you so much. Please, can you share the link with us, the Fiverr something? Is it
Fiverr.
Fiverr? Yes.
Yeah,
How
it's
can we get the link?
Fiverr. It's simple. It's just Fiverr.com. It's a platform that for every whatever you can do. You understand? You get on Fiverr and people contact you and pay you to do whatever you can do. It's not limited to music. Anything you can do. There are lawyers, there are doctors on Fiverr. Everyone, like whatever you can do on Fiverr. Fiverr.com.
What like for piano? I think me I think what I started with on Fiverr was it should be 1 or 2 months now. Eh, I started with tutorials,
Yeah.
education. More reason I started my YouTube account because I was like I can always redirect people there. So I teach online. I also saw other people that are doing the same thing that are also on YouTube. I also realized that what people do a lot. I went on YouTube to check more, read more about Fiverr. I discovered that what people are doing like jobs, like what they do is they sit and they teach and they get paid. And the good part about Fiverr that I saw was you're being paid in dollar one, and two, someone sees your price and comes for you. It's like you're selling shoes, like you're selling boutique. So the price is just there. If you want white shoe, 5,000. You want black shoe, the same size or the same this thing, 15,000. You're the one putting your price. You want the same shoe in brown, 20,000. You anyhow you want to fix your price, and you can say that white shoe, the first one. If you want to wait 1 week, I can give you this one for the same price but 7 naira. The black shoe, you want the black shoe. That so it made me kind of love this thing. So that's why I asked him, how were you visible? Though I'm still studying the site, I'll get to understand it. Any other question?
Good evening, guests in the house.
Yeah. Welcome.
Please, how will you advise someone like my kind of a person who started learning the piano the wrong way, and I actually got stuck at a point, and I had to start all over again. And I have this dream of playing up to like 4 musical instruments. So, what would you say to such a thing?
Fine. Versatility is good, but it can also be a downside for you. You don't have to be a jack of all trade and a master of none. It's good to play more than one instrument, but at the same time you also have to try to master one. You understand? So you know your capacity, but at the same time concentrate while spreading your wings. You understand? It's like what kind of movement is that? You're flying like a bird. You're going straight, but your wings are spread. You understand? So you're focusing on your destination, but you're also touching some other things.
So can you be more practical? If we do, even if it's hot sauce, just tell us the truth. Like say it in a more, you know what I want to say. Just talk to him like you were talking to me or your brother. What would you want him to do? We're talking considering the financial part now.
Yeah.
He needs money and he needs to grow up. So
Okay.
what? Just be open. He won't feel bad.
The
Tell
truth-
us the truth. Just tell us the
The
truth.
truth is that you're growing old every day. You're growing older and older. And, you know, at the time you get married, you have children. When it's time to pay their school fees, you won't go and tell the principal, I can play piano, I can play violin, I can play saxophone. You understand? I can do this. What they will need is money. At the time you want to marry, you won't go and play violin, piano, saxophone for your father-in-law so she can give you the daughter to marry. You pay money.
So how do you make this money?
Yeah, you focus on one and use every available tool you can to monetize it.
Are you okay with the answer? Okay, just how do you understand his output?
Okay, like he said it's better we focus on one particular music instrument, like try to become a professional in that aspect, while also looking for other ways to like finance and that.
So it's the question you asked already. Concerning the Fiverr issue, like he said, how do you make yourself? Because that's the main. How do you make yourself visible that people will to contact you? Understand? Uh, for gigs. So how do you make yourself visible? What are the things you did on Fiverr? What are the is there any secret thing? Because me, I'm also on Fiverr also, but though I've not really. I'm still studying the app. I'm still studying. So I've seen that so many things about it, designs. So how do you really make yourself visible that you get gigs? Always.
Is it because of what you're doing? Is it because of writing? Is it can the pianist make it? Can we?
Yeah, I would say the Fiverr algorithm is very advanced in such a way that they know when you are good, they know when you are tired, they know when you are incompetent, they know when you lie. So Fiverr algorithm is that advanced that they just know you even more than you know yourself. So the major thing is bring quality product to the platform. And another thing, be as responsive as possible and always be available. Over time, it's just a matter of time. Time might be 1 week, time might be 1 month, might be 3 months. But when you maintain that delivery of quality, even in your advertisement, like gig description and the little jobs you deliver, somehow, Fiverr will pick you up. You understand?
Sir, I don't know. Are you okay? I want him to just open his I don't know if you can do that for us. When we see it, we think we'll believe him more. This is my Fiverr, nothing is happening, no money. Open your own that there's money and show us. Show us how the whole algorithm works, when you're being paid, how much, and the whole thing. I think it will make sense.
Yeah.
You made mention of advertisement. I mean, you do a lot of adverts on the platform.
I don't do a lot of adverts.
Okay. You don't do.
Fiverr handles they do very heavy advertisements. So that's why I said they have an algorithm that spots out when you are good, and they pick out your gig, and they do like an umbrella advertisement for a lot of gigs. You understand?
Thank you for coming around with some fun. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Because I want to make my money, have my own studio too. Buy big speakers. And buy piano. Okay. We have
Like-
personal balance
That was last month, like. Okay.
$528. That is like how much in Naira now? And earnings in June is about 748. That's for the whole June.
Yeah, for the whole June.
And average selling price. Like your average, this average selling price is what you
Like the
lowest you can work for someone. Right?
yes, the relationship between the lowest and the highest price.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have 3 active orders. What does it mean?
Like I have 3 orders in queue that I have to deliver.
Sorry, I went out of there.
Okay, I think this was a June earning.
Okay. This
Like
is
I
the
s-
end now. Okay. And your level 2 seller, how many years have you been? How many months level 2?
I've been like
Then comes you, is it beginner or what do they call it?
I've been like 1 year and some months to get to level 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 year. Okay. I want to also show mine because there's something I'm still working on this app. My network is bad. Most times I have overall statistics. Okay, so just say what you want to say when it's about.
Okay.
Just say what you're supposed to say. You said you want to speak about artists, credibility. A lot of us, he told me something about playing in a studio and not being created for, and the legal terms and all those things.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know the whole place is hot, y'all.
Okay, let me start this way. I once heard a producer say something like some years ago. He said, I will produce your song, fine. But if I should get to play any instrument, maybe a piano or a guitar on the song, apart from the money you paid me for music production, you also have to pay me for songwriting. You also have to give me part of the royalties for songwriting. I was like, that's crazy. You're a producer. You're supposed to
Play
you
play
understand?
drums,
You're
play
supposed
bass.
to- like we do here. I couldn't meet him face to face. That's what I was thinking. Then over the years, I got to discover that in hip hop music, it is a norm. It is a norm by law. The beat maker, after being paid as a producer, is also entitled to 50% of songwriting royalties. The beat maker, after being paid as a producer. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Which song did he write? And there's this popular guy, it's not popular. I think he first produced for Wizkid. The guy that produced Soko, is it Soko? Soko, is it not Boy?
That's one.
He got to produce for the Lion King's album. So they asked him, like in one of the interviews, how much did Beyonce pay you? He said a lot of money. Not only that, I also got paid for songwriting. Or like,
He knows
yeah, he was surprised that he also got paid for songwriting. So now that brings us to the question, what is songwriting? Are producers, are instrumentalists unknowingly writing songs for musicians without getting credited? I know, fine, you can't, the environment here, you won't be paid like a lot, but the one thing about having this kind of knowledge is that you don't know tomorrow. You don't know where you might end up in. And fine, you might do something that maybe 10 or 20 years later, your family would look back at you and feel disappointed. You understand? Because you missed out on an opportunity because you did not have the knowledge of it. So that brings us to the question, what is songwriting? How are royalties split? Now, when the issue of royalties, we understand what royalties is. The money you get from the usage of your intellectual properties. Like to a song, there are 2 copyrights to a song. A copyright for the actual sound recording and a copyright for the music created. For example, let's say we have an album and there is a CD or a vinyl or whatever, and it's physical like this, or it's on your phone. Now that's a real that's the actual sound recording. That's a master. Understand? So there is a copyright to that, and there is a copyright, another copyright to the actual music being created. That's the invisible thing, the chords, the melodies, the lyrics, and everything. So that's where songwriting comes in. You see, the idea of songwriting around here is when someone says I'm a songwriter, oh, I wrote this song, and he has this melody, you understand, maybe he plays the guitar or the piano, he takes it to the producer, and the producer lays, the other parts, and does everything, and it's like, oh, I wrote this song. But the truth is that by law, if you play any musical instrument on a song, you are also co-writing the song. That brings us to the question of the producer saying, I will produce your song, but if I should play any instrument on it, I will also have to be credited and paid for songwriting. Because what makes up a song, it is not only the melody and the chords you bring in. A lot of things come together to make up a song. Like there is a rhythm, harmony, everything. Like, okay, let's say what popular song can you really remember now? Any popular song? Anyone? It's record. Who sang it? Okay, when that song comes on the radio, what are the things that make you recognize that song? Everything, the music, the piano, the bass guitar, the drums, you understand? And if they take out an aspect or some aspects of it, it won't be the same again. People won't receive it the way they received it before, you understand? So that is where songwriting, if you contributed anything meaningful to the actual music creation, then you are entitled to whatever royalties, to whatever credit comes for the writing of that song. And this is where a lot of artists around here get it wrong. Fine, that might not pay you ₦1 million, but just bringing this knowledge, making it commonplace that, hey, I played the piano, you're not the only one that wrote that song. I also contributed to songwriting, you understand? I am also a songwriter. I co-wrote that song with you. Because without the piano lines on that song, it wouldn't be the same. If it comes on the radio without the piano line, without the bass line, without the drums, it will sound different. You understand? Even in a cappella, even if you're producing a cappella, you change a sort of harmony, you understand? You suggest, okay, there shouldn't be a fifth here, there should be a fourth, you understand? You are contributing to songwriting, and you are entitled to not just credit, but also royalties for co-writing that song. So this is something you have to know, because you don't know where you might be tomorrow. And people, they won't tell you, you understand? They will just know you don't know. And if they're not good enough, you might end up in a very bad place in the nearest future. I've heard, though I haven't seen physical, I've heard cases that people get to sue maybe like 20 years later, and they're like, oh, it's kind of too late, you understand? I've also seen cases where people get to sue maybe so many years later and they still win. You understand? And one good thing about songwriting is that when you die, when the last person dies, the royalties expire 30 years after the last person dies. So imagine you played piano on a song like Brown Skin Girl, and you also credited like a songwriter. And Blue Ivy, if we want to follow natural, because she's also credited as a songwriter, she's going to live like maybe 50 or 70 years ahead. You understand? And you are long gone, and the songwriting, your family, your generation is going to stop, is going to be receiving, is only going to stop 30 years after Blue Ivy dies. You understand? So this is something that might seem very insignificant, but at the same time, it can change your life for the best. A very simple knowledge. So in essence, in summary, if you are making any valuable musical contribution, you suggest this shouldn't be this shouldn't be the harmony. Oh, change these chords here. You understand? You played the bass, you played the drums, except the contract is clearly spelled as work for hire. Work for hire is a kind of contract that you are paid off. And before you sign any work for hire contract, you have to make sure it is worth it. It is unethical, like really, in the field of art. But unethical doesn't mean illegal. Unethical in the sense that, to some extent, you can't really pay for art. You understand? You can't really pay someone off. So it is unethical, but not really illegal. So in most cases, what people strive for, they don't go for work for hire. They strive for percentage, collection of a certain percent of royalties. You understand? So like I said, in hip-hop, the beat maker is entitled to 50%. That is not negotiable. The person that made the beat, after being paid for music production, is also entitled to 50% songwriting royalties. Which means in the long run, if that song yields, let's say, 100 million naira, he gets 50 million for being the beat maker, because he's also like he played a big part in songwriting. He's also a co-songwriter to that song. So the split might be different in genres. You understand? For example, let's say gospel music. What's like the dominant instrument? You understand? But the thing is just knowing that songwriting doesn't end with someone sitting down to say, hey, you know, bringing some melodies and some words. A lot of things make up a song. It doesn't end with lyrics and melody, harmony, rhythm, everything. So everyone, every musician, every person that contributed somehow to the creation of that piece of music is entitled to more than just, yeah. No, it still comes down to money, to more than just the initial payoff, but also a credit for being a co-songwriter to that song, and also monetary reward. Because even the law clearly states it. When they give copyright to a song, they give it to the words and the music. You understand? So, like, people that are more advanced, they take advantage of people that don't know. When the court of law gives a copyright to a particular song, it is the words and the music. It is clearly written. So anyone that contributed to the words, anyone that contributed to the music, except he was paid off, is also a partaker to whatever that music yields. Because what makes up a complete song is the words and the music. In the case of instrumental music or a cappella, that's different. You understand? But the whole essence is so many elements make up a song, whatever kind of song it is. So whoever contributed somehow to the creation of that is entitled to rewards. If you played a guitar on a song, except in cases where you're just a session player, you understand, that one is different. But if you played a guitar on a song, you co-wrote that song and should be paid also for songwriting. If you played a piano on a song, you should be paid for songwriting and also credited as a co-songwriter. Whatever you played on that song, if you made a suggestion, hey, change this melody, you're also part of songwriting. And you should be paid just for that. Like I said, it might seem like a very insignificant knowledge right now, but at the same time, it may change the life of your family and your generation. So that's it.
Any questions? Do you still have questions to ask before I call our Papa to come and play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?